Hi everyone, I'm Gaurav Sharma, and with me I have Sanyam Trivedi. Both of us are money-minded people, and we are starting our show, which is Money Talks. So very quickly from my side, I've got like 8 years of experience into working in several MNCs, and I've struggled a lot with money management. I learned a lot, and I'm here with Sanyam to share what I've learned and learn more with everyone. Sanyam, over to you.
Hi Gaurav, hi everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. And Gaurav and I have been connected for about 2-3 years now, and we keep on chatting about multiple stuff. One of which happened to be how our personal finances have been managed. So I am also early in my career with about 2.5 years of work experience. So we decided let's take this opportunity and see how we have gone through this money cycle, so to speak, uh, and see if we can add value to you. That's the hope.
Yep, Sanyam, right. So as Sanyam told, we have been in talk for last 2 3 years, and now the topics has been money. Now, money or personal finance, in corporate does a lot of value add to you in your career and to your life. Frankly, say I think when I started my job in 2014, I was a BTech pass out. I was like 21 at that time. That was my first job, and so if I was making money, I was excited. You go to college, you pay them, and you don't like the college. Now you're doing a job, you still don't like it, but at least you're getting paid. So that was the funny part, and I wasted a lot of money. Gradually, I realized I when I started my job, I thought if I was making 30,000 a month, that would be a perfect life for me. Suddenly, 1 year down the line, I was making 35,000 a month, and I was like, 50, 55 would be really nice. This is just not enough. Then I achieved that. Maybe let me double this one. तो मजा आएगा. But I did that. नहीं आया. Then I realized somewhere something was wrong. Somewhere something was wrong, and I actually started looking up stuff on YouTube. As you all guys are watching us talk about our stories and mistakes, I did the same thing. Then I started watching a lot of finance channels and all, and I started writing my expenses down. Today I'm at a stage where I can see myself getting financially free in next at least 8 to 10 years, which would have been impossible had I been continuing my mistakes which I was doing in the early 4 years or 5 years of my career. Of course, we'll talk about each of the mistakes and each of the journey one by one in each of our videos. I got my first American Express card. It looks really good to spend with Amex, but it hurts a lot as well. You spend your money for the reward points, and ultimately someone else is getting rewarded for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting reward to have where you are not
Yeah,
getting rewarded. But yeah,
right.
so let's start with that, Gaurav. What are the specific hits when you realize when you saw your MX card ka bill or whatever, any credit card ka bill? What were those expenses you suddenly found yourself seeing, Kerry? What am I doing with my money? I don't really need this stuff. I'm just buying it random.
Yep. So I think one of them was like eating out almost every day because my office was in Cyber City. Now that
Hmm.
is a very good place to be in and very
Yeah.
nice place to spend everything that you have. You can spend more than you can earn actually in that place. And I was doing that. I was eating out every day. I had my parking bills. The parking is really costly in there. Uh, Going to Ambience and watching a movie after your office on weekends is not a big deal over there. So I was doing all that kind of stuff, and I realized maybe I can actually control that part. So that is something
Mhm.
which I require as a leisure activity, but not every day.
Interesting part about compulsive shopping is key and the problem with credit cards. So I always say that only take a credit card if you have full confidence on yourself that you are not a compulsive shopper,
Yep, I
or
agree.
you don't shop without thinking. If you shop
True.
after thinking, that's it could be one of the best asset to have because it gives you that line of credit. But if not, it can create a lot of troubles for you. So the problem with credit cards is when you make the payment, you don't really have to pay.
Huh, that's true. You get like 30, 40 days of time to actually make your payments, which
Right.
actually puts you in a very bad cycle.
Yeah, so the issue is next month to pay करना ही पड़ेगा.
True, true, true. Yep,
And if you do not, one, एक तो interest rate उस पे it's very high. It would be 2.5-3% a month.
yep,
But that's still manageable. Let's say you have 5 lakhs of credit card debt and you clear it off next month. चलो एक month बाद you clear it off. 2.5% is still manageable. 10-15. But the dent it will put on your credit score will be
yep.
humongous.
True.
So if you go to buy a car, let's say, and you want a loan, you will not get it.
Will not get it. Yep.
You want to build a house, and suddenly you realize, "Kya my credit score has become so terrible just because of missing those credit card payments." You'll not get it.
Yep.
So I think it's a good segment to talk about credit cards today. I think we'll talk about investments at a later point in time. We'll probably also talk about how PF, why PF, and why
Yep.
not PF.
Yep.
We
Right.
can do that.
That's true.
But let's talk about credit cards. How has been your experience with credit card? When did you first get it? Were you excited holding that amazing card? It looks so beautiful. It entices you to spend.
Uh, Initially, I think when I got it was like 2015 probably. I did my
Okay.
job in 14
1 year
and
into the job.
yeah, when I got the credit card. Initially, it was not very good. I was making a lot of expenses, but I wasn't doing the mistake of actually not paying my bills. I was paying everything on time. So that was one good part. However, I know a friend of mine who actually missed his credit card bills and he had so much of debt. He actually had to take a personal loan to repay back his entire credit card bill. So that was one bad experience that I actually helped me understand that sometimes these can be bad as well. Also, one bad experience was just no cost EMI. You can buy anything that you like with this no cost EMI. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you can pay the bill for next 12 months. You will take a EMI for 24 months. That's fine. You can do that, and that gives you a no cost EMI tag as well with that. So I think that was one bad experience. I bought stuff which I didn't need. I mean, other mobile phones I did not require. The laptop which I could have bought a little later, maybe. Apart from that, on the positive side now, because I'm using them effectively, I can actually now the rewards are actually coming to me rather than the credit card companies because I'm actually using my actual expense to be made from those credit cards. So I am getting those reward points and I get the 30 40 days of time to actually pay back my bill, which keeps my money in the market, either in the fixed market or in the equity market, which makes money for me additionally other than what I would have made had I paid them earlier. That's one small positive part as well. And the credit score is great. I have a 750 plus easily today, and which again helps you later in your life. You want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, and you want to sponsor your maybe later 10 years down the line your kids for any education. You need a good credit score, lot of stuff. So that is another good part for me. So overall, it's initially it was bad. Now it is little better and a lot good.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I got my credit card when I was still in college.
Oh, nice.
So no, it's not nice because at that point in time I was actually not earning.
Oh, okay.
And this is happening nowadays a lot. There's students who are getting credit cards. I also got one, so I cannot be a hypocrite and say, oh, it's a stupid thing to have. It's a lovely thing to have. The only thing is कि फिर जब आपके पापा बिल भरेंगे ना, तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आपको बहुत सारी चीजें सुनने को मिले जो आप नहीं सुनना चाहते हैं.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So when it comes to a credit card, I would say do take care of three or four important things. One is be absolutely sure of what the credit cycle is.
True. That is true.
And the reason I'm saying that is, let's say my credit cycle, my bill comes on 1st of January and I have to pay it by 20th of January. So even if I make a purchase on 31st of December, I'll still have to make the payment by 20th of January.
That
So
is
then
true.
it's not 30 days. A lot of people fall into this trap, kya up se 30 days. No,
That is true.
it's a billing cycle.
Yep.
Get clear with that. That's one. Second, agar you, I mean, of course you are using a lot of emails and stuff, put at least 5 reminders of paying your credit card bill
Yep, that is
and
absolutely
put it
good.
for next 6 months already. You know when the credit card bill is coming, you know when it is due, put it for 6 times. Third, and I think that is where I would take it from you. You are putting that money, investing into equities or fixed stuff. I would say don't invest in equities. Stay with the fixed stuff. If even if you want to do that.
Right, that is true.
The other thing I will say is कि एक महीने का फिक्स्ड में भी डाल के कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, because when you pull that money out, it gets taxed at your income tax rate. So rather than doing all this hierarchy of putting money, taking it out, putting money, taking it out, don't stress yourself. Keep the money there. And the fourth and the most important part is, if your if your credit card has some charges, fees, any penalties and stuff, at least once try and call the company to remove those charges.
I've done that.
They might as well.
They have actually done that for me.
Yeah,
So I
so
had
they might
this
as well.
Kotak credit card. I had to pay like 1,000 rupees of 1,000 or 1,500 actually of a fee which for the maintenance fee. I called up my company and said I don't need this card. I already have six more cards and I'm not paying any fee on them. I don't want to pay fee on this one. If you can make it free, free. If you don't want, if you cannot do that, just please help me close this one. And they actually made it free for me.
Yeah, so realize that they make a lot of money even by giving you this credit free period, because they take 2, 3, 4% commissions from the merchant
Absolutely
who is doing this.
true.
The other interesting thing can be, you can actually negotiate with the merchant. Kare, I'll not use a credit card. Can you give me some discount?
Yep, I agree.
So that will not happen everywhere because they
But
might not have
some places
discounts.
actually.
Yeah, but some places might be involved in giving you a discount, and it's a fair way of getting you a discount. They
Yeah,
gain, you gain.
right.
Rather than spending 100 rupees, if you're spending 99 rupees, that's still a gain. We are not really making 1 rupee in a fixed market in 1 month. So if that would be the case, people will not go into equities.
Yep.
So I think you can be smart with credit cards. It's a deadly trap, I can tell you this. Don't fall into it. So sometimes what happens is, एक interesting चीज जो I would want to share with everybody is, even if you do not default on your credit card, your score may still go down.
But why so?
So if you use your credit card after a certain limit, say your credit card has a limit of 1 lakh rupees, and you have used 80,000 rupees.
Okay.
So your credit utilization ratio is about 80%.
Yep.
It's a very high credit utilization, because ultimately it's a loan.
Yeah, that's true. It's a loan. Yeah.
So either, I mean, your bank or your payment processor, Visa or Mastercard, they're not here for social service. They're giving you loans.
Yep, that is
If
true.
you are utilizing your credit card so much, it eventually means that your finances are gone for toss.
Yep, I agree. That's true.
So if you do that, try and keep more credit cards, but keep the per card utilization low. So if you have 3 cards of 1 lakh each, what you should rather do is 30,000, 30,000, and 20,000.
Yep.
Now on either of the card, your credit utilization has not gone above 30%, so your CIBIL will be taken care of. But if you put it on one credit card, your CIBIL will take a hit.
This is a very nice information for me as well because I didn't know about this thing actually. I never thought of, credit score this way. I would actually, most of the time, actually, put most of my bills on one card. But I think now I know if I can, put my bills on
Clear it out.
equally on different cards will actually help me. Also, we are also, this thing also really helps you nowadays on Amazon, Flipkart. They give you a lot of offers as well. If you really want to buy something, at least these cards, you can actually get some offers you want. And you can,
Yeah,
these products will cost you a little lesser than it would otherwise. So
right,
that's one
right.
good
I
part.
think that's. I mean, that's how they are trying to entice us into buying things.
Yep, yep,
Honestly,
right.
and they are not wrong in doing that, and we are not wrong in taking it if we are only buying a mobile phone when we need it.
Absolutely, I agree.
We're not buying a mobile phone because we want to buy it because I have this Amazon card or a Flipkart associated credit card which can get me 1 5% discount or something.
That's
So
true.
that is one thing. A few interesting things is I have paid a lot of my insurance premiums through this credit card rewards only, and all of my credit cards are no fee credit cards.
That's nice.
So anytime my company asks me to upgrade, I say upgrade, but I am not paying anything.
That
So of
is good.
course, some paid cards would come with a lot of good benefits, flying cards or stuff. But
Right.
I think keep it simple. Keep your credit cards as simple as possible because they could be one of the most deadliest trap. Another deadly trap that's coming nowadays is this buy now, pay later cards.
Yep.
So it appears like a credit card. It is not 100% credit card, so to speak. The good thing with them is कि वो 3 महीने तक लिमिट दे रहे हैं.
Okay.
So if I do a transaction of 1 lakh rupees, I have to actually, let's say, 90,000 rupees, so that it makes the calculation easy. I have to pay my bill in three tranches of 30,000 each every month. If I
Without
make it in one go,
any
they'll give me
interest or
some
anything like
discount and
that.
stuff. It works on a lot of things. The only thing is, because your expenses have gone 2 months away,
It gives
there
you
are
liberty
high
to actually
chances that
spend more, actually. Yeah.
more. There are high chances you will end up spending more.
Yep.
So
Yep.
be careful. It would be stupid if you don't use it, because if you don't use it, I get benefited out of it, because somebody else, anybody will have to pay for it. So it's either you or me. So
Right.
it would be smart to use it, but to use it carefully. So how do you use a credit card carefully, Gaurav?
I mean, the way I do it now is that, see, if I have to make a big expense, like I had to make an expense of almost 3 lakh rupees, and that was quite big for me.
Yeah.
So in that particular, and that was an like an not an emergency but an urgent expense, so I could not have actually avoided that. So I had this credit card which had a limit of at least, like, three times more than that amount, at least three times more than that amount. My only goal was that if I was going to make that, transaction via my credit card, I should have that account in my savings account. If I
Yeah,
do not have, I will have not made that, even if it
that's a
was
good thing.
urgent, because otherwise I would have ended up paying a lot more on interest than the transaction fee itself. I mean, the transaction itself, actually, because I know there are people who actually end up paying double or even triple amount of their bigger expenses means on this on these cards. There was a friend of mine I was talking about who actually had to take a personal loan because he actually, paid his very high transactions or very big transactions, I would say, from a credit card, which later he couldn't pay. Now, because
Hmm.
he couldn't pay, now once you missed a cycle, they won't even change back to that EMI plan they have.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you have to pay their 2% monthly would compound very badly to 30-40% annually.
yeah.
It works positively, doubling your amount in 2 years or so, and so it works negatively as well. It doubles your debt twice, or in 2 years or something like that. So
Yeah, so
India
I think a
actually,
good idea would be, whenever you are spending with a credit card, also buy some shares with the credit card company, so that in case you lose, they earn. That
yeah.
gets reflected.
So actually, in India, we only have this one credit card company. So like the SBI card, at least we can now. This is a good company. So I mean, if I'm buying from HDFC credit card, I can actually buy some shares of HDFC as well. That would
Yeah, I
help
mean,
out.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. I'm
yeah,
like,
right, right.
oh, don't do it like that, okay? Don't do it like that. Kere, I'm using this credit card. Let me do it that way, and I'll pay penalties, and it will come back to you. No, it won't. It
Actually,
won't come
there
as
are
quickly.
people who have taken home loan from HDFC and bought it shares long back, even 100 share, I think, like 20, 15 years or 20 years down the line. They have enormous wealth now. Enormous.
And that can be done. I'm like, but yeah, investments is a different
Different
topic.
thing. Yeah, right, right, right.
Again, back on credit cards, a few handy tips. What will be your few handy tips that helps you manage your credit cards?
I mean,
And I'll tell you another thing why you
yeah,
should have a credit card. It helps you in emergency, and when I say
that's true.
emergency, it should be an emergency.
Yeah,
You know,
it could be a
buying an
medical
iPhone is
bills
never
as
an
well.
emergency.
Yeah,
Buying an iPhone is never an emergency.
true, true.
Uh, Going to a concert is never an emergency.
Yeah, that's true.
Dining out at some five-star is never an emergency. Probably paying school fees is an emergency.
Yep.
Hospital expenses is an emergency. Making some payments to get out of things is an emergency. So the the thing at that point in time is because, so take a hospital expense for example. If you have a huge bill in hospital, the reason is probably because some suffering has taken place which is hard to counter.
Yep.
Otherwise, you wouldn't
You
have
won't go,
that high
you won't be there.
expense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you have when you are coming up with that bill, no, you are not really in the correct frame of mind to assess your financial decision.
Absolutely.
Best thing
That's
is
true.
put it on your credit card. Even if it's the last day of your credit card, you still have 15 days left to get back
That's true.
into a good thought process mind. See what my expenses were. Can I go back to the hospital and check if there are any extra expenses that they might have incorrectly added?
Right.
So I think having a credit card at that point in time would be helpful.
Also,
Yeah. So
Sanyam,
another
so
thing that is,
sorry, I'll
sorry.
interrupt you in between. So, in
Yeah.
this hospitalization thing, sometimes when you have this medical insurance, they might not right away use your medical card. So, you actually might
Yeah.
need to have those reimbursements. So, sometimes if you
Yes.
use a cards wisely, that might buy you that time, actually.
Right. Right. I think that's a very fair point. That's a very fair point. That at times your claim will get rejected at the last moment, and suddenly you are out scouting for the extra cash to get your patient discharged.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's important. That's very important.
Sorry, you were please saying something. Yeah, I
Yeah,
stopped in
I
between.
think no. So the thing about credit cards is it's a very dicey business to be. Dicey business for yourself, like not for the companies. They do a lot of good work with their credit cards, and they obviously should, because it comes with a lot of convenience for you as well. It's not that
Absolutely.
everything is bad. So should you buy a credit card? Should you not buy a credit card? My sense would be that check for three four different things. One, before buying a credit card, see if you have the income to support that limit if you ever exceed that limit. So अगर I
Yep.
have a 1 lakh का credit card and my salary is 30,000 and my bank balance shows 20,000 rupees, be very careful while taking a 1 lakh rupees credit card, because if you end up spending it due to one reason or the other, you might not really have liquid cash with yourself and you might go into debt.
Yep.
So whether it's a personal loan or anything, you'll have to take something to get out of it. Your salary might not be able to cover it.
Absolutely.
Um, Second check would be, are you comfortable with your spending habits?
Yeah, I agree.
So how I would define comfort with spending habit is, let's say you go out and eat. I go out and eat a lot. I will not deny that. But my eating expense for 10 times would be equal to a eating expense of 1 or 2 times in a high-end restaurant, because I don't go out and eat there. I eat at a low-end restaurant, so to speak. If I have that card, will I be more inclined to spend? If yes, probably avoid taking a credit card. थर्ड वुड बी, डो नॉट फॉल इनटू दिस ट्रैप कि अरे एक्सक्लूसिव कार्ड है सर आपके लिए अभी मिलेगा बाद में नहीं मिलेगा. You will get it forever. If you have a good civil score, they'll come to your house and give it to you.
Yep.
If you
That's
have a
true.
bad civil score, why will they give it to you?
True.
They'll not give it to you if they think that their money is gone. So be careful of your spending habits. That would
Yep.
be second. Uh, Third thing would be, if you're taking a credit card, probably don't only take it online. So say you have only bought a credit card from your bank branch, you still have somewhere to go and ask that relationship manager to help you out, and they would be much more inclined to help you out than somebody over a call center probably.
Yep. That's true.
So try and get it from somebody either there. Um, Regarding that credit utilization that I was talking about, so a cool thing to do around that is, your credit score will not get impacted if it does not get reported.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, let's say you have a 1 lakh rupees credit limit.
Yep.
You spent 90,000 rupees on it. Now you know कि अरे यार credit utilization ratio has gone up.
Yep. Yep.
My credit rating will take a hit. What do? You pay a part of that payment already.
Okay.
So you
Like
say
I make a
you paid
transaction
off,
today of 90,000. You're saying I make
you pay 40,000 out of it currently itself. Now
within my
what will happen
cycle.
is, within the cycle when the billing will be getting done, not when your
Okay.
billing has been done and it's due
Okay.
for payment.
Okay,
before
okay,
it's due for payment.
okay,
Uh, the thing it will do is now it has come to 50,000 rupees. Your
okay.
outstanding. It's actually your outstanding that is actually it is your outstanding that is getting sent to the CBIL.
Right.
So if your outstanding is 50,000, it will only show 50,000. And when it's only
Yeah,
showing 50,000, it will not hit your credit utilization ratio. Uh,
absolutely.
यू शुड ऑलवेज ट्राई कि अगर 1-2% का बेनिफिट 1-2 महीने में नहीं भी हो, एंड इफ माई क्रेडिट रेटिंग कैन बी टेकन केयर ऑफ, ऑलवेज टेक केयर ऑफ योर क्रेडिट रेटिंग इज व्हाट आई
Okay.
वुड से.
And that is true. I think that is the best thing which helps you in the longer run. The because working in corporates, sooner or later you might require some debt which might be important for you, like buying a house, a car. So you actually should look out for your credit card scores. Yeah, I mean credit scores actually.
Cool. So I think it was fun talking today about credit cards.
Absolutely,
We have
absolutely.
discussed a lot of facets of using credit cards, what all things you should take care of and not take, or should you not buy, if you should buy,
Right,
what are the
right. That is true.
good habits. I think it was fun. I think the audience would also have taken a lot of valuable information out of it. For the side of audience, both of our channels will have uh, our links in the description. Do go there and see and subscribe both of our channels. And if you love the content, why don't you like us and share your comment with which was the best valuable advice you have. If you have any other important advice with respect to credit card, please mark it in the comment. We'd love to read it and make our life easier with credit cards.